How's it going, everyone? This is Childhood DVD Fan here. I got a video request a few days ago. I don't remember how many days, maybe a day ago. I can't remember who sent it. If you're watching this video, please don't be offended that I don't remember your name. But they wanted me to show off my CDs, and I never did that before, so I said, sure, why not? Fuck it. I really don't have many CDs, and some of the cases are not in good shape. I will admit some of them are not in good shape. The ones that are not in good shape are the ones that I've either gotten like that or I've had for a while. Most of them are in pretty decent shape, but there definitely are a few that definitely could use a replacement. But I don't have many CD jewel cases lying around the house. There's really one in particular that really needs a change. So I'll look for it really only needs a front panel change. The rest of it's good. Most of these people, I have at least two of their albums. Most of them, some of them I only have one album for, but the magic number is two. And like I said, I have nothing to write home about. I really don't have many CDs, especially since, digital music is more convenient, and all this music you can listen to on YouTube anytime, without having to pay money. So that's another thing. There's definitely more albums I want just because I'm a hardcore fan. But I'm not in the rush to get anything. CDs are just not something that's hot anymore. And I do have a nice surprise towards the end because I do have one CD you guys have not seen yet. Jeremy has seen it, but nobody else has seen it. So let's get started. The first group I have here, I have 4 albums by this group. And Jeremy, I think you'll enjoy this one. First up, we have Nirvana, NSYNC, I believe. This came out and I tried to do these in order. If there were more than one album, I tried to do them in order from when they were released. This was 1988. Wow. Long time ago. There's a bunch of different years on it, but the earliest year on there is 1988. Taking a look at the inside here, we got a greenish disc here, and the artwork there you see Kurt Cobain. God rest his soul, only 27 when he shot himself in the head. He did not see what the whole world saw, and that's unfortunate. But you have NSYNC here. Push that off to the side. Next up here, we have Nirvana live at Reading. This was in, I believe, August of 92. It may have been August 30th. Camera focus here. August 30th, 1992. And as you can see, they played a lot of songs that day. Look at that, man. There's got to be like 20 songs on there. This one I remember getting for relatively cheap at FYE. They're no longer in service where I live, unfortunately. FYE stands for For Your Entertainment. For the F, Your Entertainment. Next up here, this is my all-time favorite Nirvana concert. I love this one because it's not so heavy. It's not, they're not screaming in this one. They went for a completely different approach for this. A lot of people thought they were going to do like Smells Like Teen Spirit, but, Nirvana decided to be really different for this concert. And Kurt Cobain and everyone just really knocked it out of the park. They had a couple special guests, the Meat Brothers or the Meatloafs. I don't fucking know what they are. They actually did pretty good. And I'm proud to say that this concert took place in my state that I live in, New York. And I do have the DVD for this, and I showed it on the miscellaneous DVDs if you checked out that video. And that is Unplugged in New York. This was in either November or December. I believe it was November 18th of 1993. I know it was the 18th of 93. I'm not too sure if it was November or December, but I think it was November 18th of 1993. This would have been only, like 4, 5, 6 months before Kurt Cobain committed suicide. And my favorite Nirvana song period that they covered Where Did You Sleep Last Night? Kurt Cobain, just, that was a phenomenal ending to an amazing acoustic concert. They just sat down, they were chilling out. Kurt was smoking cigarettes. I mean, it was a fucking fantastic time. Kurt was even saying F-bombs. This was, they shot this for MTV. And there were a bunch of different versions that they edited, whatever. But this is the full unedited version. They have the concert version of everything from the concert. Then they had the one edit for DVD, but they have the regular original here. One of my favorite CDs in my collection. I fucking love that concert. Always a classic to listen to it. And my final Nirvana CD, I need a few. Obviously, I'm not complete pretty much with anything. Is this Black Nirvana album. This would have came out about 8 years after Kurt Cobain committed suicide. I don't know if there's any new songs on here necessarily, but it looks like more of a compilation CD here, just to make more money. So yeah, that completes the Nirvana CDs. Definitely have a lot of Nirvana CDs more. All right, next up here, Jeremy's all-time favorite rapper of all time, and also mine as well. We share the same rapper as far as who was the best to do it. First up here, we have Tupac Shakur, 1995, Me Against the World. Obviously, if you know Tupac, he went to prison for a little while. Pac, he was a convict. He didn't do some good things, but just amazingly talented. Way ahead of his times. Only 25 years old when he was murdered in Las Vegas. He was shot September 7th and then died on the 13th at 4:03 p.m. Man, if Pac was still here, the fucking weak-ass rappers now wouldn't be able to hold a fucking candle. He'd fucking leave them in tears on the fucking stage. I sent Jeremy a video a couple days ago of when Tupac and Biggie were still friends before they had one of the biggest East Coast, West Coast rivalries of all time of them freestyling. It was fucking golden video. Golden. Okay, next up here, moving around here because my hand's getting numb. We have, and I had the DVD for this, and the funniest thing about this is this was July 4th, 1996, live at the House of Blues. This was 1996. Guess what, guys? There's a Blu-ray in high definition for this. That's right. They were shooting HD in 1996. This man was ahead of his times for everything. He was shooting HD before, 13, 14 years before the general public got it. I mean, this man, everything he did was ahead of his time. I mean, this guy was ahead of his time. So there is a Blu-ray out there. I have the DVD because I found the DVD at a thrift store, which is no longer in existence because of COVID. Fuck you, COVID. It's really sucks because I pass by it a lot and I see it's gone. And I'm just like, fuck. Because it would still be there if it weren't for COVID. And I have a lot of memories of that place. But anyways, July 4th, 1996 in California. Had Snoop Dogg on there. Nate Dogg, another person. Rest in peace, Nate Dogg. He's been gone since 2011. But there's a Blu-ray for this. I gotta get that Blu-ray one day because there's HD footage on there of Tupac in concert. I don't think you can say there's really much other HD footage out there of Tupac in concert. There's only standard definition. And then the final one here is Tupac's Greatest Hits. This is a 2-disc CD. This came out about 2 years after he was shot in Las Vegas. This came out in 98. This was actually the first Tupac CD I got. I got this one about 5 years ago, I'm going to say. This one, this one came out before I was even born. 2 years before I was even born. About a year and a half, whatever. Old CD. A lot of songs on here. Fucking best to do it. And speaking of the East Coast, West Coast rivalry, I definitely have to pay a lot of respect to his rival. First up here, we have the Notorious B.I.G. Life After Death, which is kind of funny because Biggie was killed months later after Tupac on March 9th, 1997 in California, ironically enough, which was Tupac's home turf because Biggie was there for the music awards or Soul Train awards or something like that. And obviously, if you were in California, you were mostly a Tupac fan because Tupac was California, represented the West Coast, and a lot of people suspected that Biggie had something to do with Tupac getting shot. Same with Puff Daddy and a few others, which there's Puff Daddy right there. Who knows? We'll never know, but we do know that, months after Tupac was killed, Biggie was killed, and both of their murders have never been solved, although it is speculated highly with Tupac that he was killed by Orlando Anderson, who was then killed a few years later at a car wash. He was only like 23, 24. When you live that, thug, gangster lifestyle, it's a very dangerous lifestyle, and there are a lot of people out there who want to get you. This album came out, I believe, on March 25th, so it came out the same month that Biggie was murdered, so he didn't get to live to see the promotion of this album or anything like that. This was really Biggie's final album, that he was able to finish and record before he was murdered. Really sucks. Pac was more of a lyrics type of person. He really got the message out. Biggie was more of just the flow of the song was just so fucking silky smooth. So rest in peace to both of them. And then the final Biggie CD I have is the greatest hits that came out 10 years after his murder in 2007. I have to say probably my favorite Biggie song is Hypnotize. I don't know why I love that song so much, but the flow on that song, like I said, is fucking fantastic. So we got Biggie here. Don't be mad at me, Jeremy, that I'm a Biggie fan as well. You got to pay respect to both those guys. Next up here, one of my all-time favorites, the most albums I have, I believe, of one group. So this is one of my favorites right here. And once again, they're no longer in existence. Really sad. A lot of these people that I have here aren't together anymore. It's kind of sad. First up here, and this is probably one of my dad's favorite albums of all time, Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory. This came out 2000. Got Chester Bennington, Mike, Joe, and two others. Can't remember their names. This came out 2000, same year I was born. My dad's favorite song was In the End. I have to give my dad a lot of credit. He got me into a lot of artists, and I did have a Daughtry album before. It may have been my father's. I don't have it anymore. I got to see Daughtry with my father before COVID hit in August 2019 in concert at my local fair. It was so amazing to see Chris Daughtry live. He's fucking brilliant. Even though he's a little past his prime. I mean, Chris Daughtry back in his prime was fucking incredible, and he still is really good, but he's not in his prime, obviously. But it was still an amazing show, regardless. But yeah, you got Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory here. Linkin Park, one of the best of all time. I'll tell you at the end why they're not together anymore if you don't know. Next up, we have Meteora, very underrated album. Chester Bennington, the lead singer, which is why they're no longer together. He was very sick when they were filming this album. They were filming in another country. He had to finish it back in California, I believe, for a music video or something like that. Chester was not in good shape for this album, but we still got, in my opinion, a very classic album. There are a lot of songs on here that are instant classics. Fantastic. Probably my favorite out of this is Nobody's Listening. It's probably my favorite song out of this album. And Linkin Park, unfortunately, after what happened, well, I'll tell you in a little bit. When you go back and listen to their music now, before the event happened, I'll tell you about later, it really sends chills down your spine that he was basically crying out for help. Next up here, we have this is actually a CD and DVD combo. I've seen the footage on YouTube, but I haven't actually sat down and watched the DVD yet, which I obviously should. We have Jay-Z and Linkin Park collaborating together. Very odd combination, but hey, it made for classic, you know, television and everything. So there's the DVD, and here is the CD. Like I said, I gotta watch this. Got this from another thrift store, which is called Salvation Army. I don't know actually if that place is still running with COVID and all that, but I know that the Goodwill by me, unfortunately, is gone forever, which I fucking love that place. But because of COVID and financial losses, it's fucking gone, so fuck you. Anyways, yeah, this was 2004. Yeah, 2004. If I can get my camera focused. 2004. So there we go. So yeah, very, very cool stuff. This album I remember the most from my childhood from this group. We have Minutes to Midnight. This came out 2007. I'd probably say my favorite song is probably Shadow Day or What I've Done. Probably What I've Done by a tiny bit. But this is another great album. And I used to, when I was a kid, I used to get mistaken for Leave Out All the Rest as Leave Out All the Rats. Yes, I mistaked rest with rats. But when you're a kid, you misinterpret shit all the time. I still do, just not as bad as when I was younger. You know, very cool cover. You got that clear kind of look here, and you got their logo. I barely played this album. You know, I got it a few years ago. But like I said, you know, CDs are just, you know, they're a collector's thing, but, you know, they're not really as common anymore, obviously, because of digital market and everything. And then the final CD, which this was the final CD that Linkin Park recorded before Chester Bennington's death, which I'll get into in a minute. We have this album here. I believe it's called, One More Light. So, in 2017, Chester Bennington, the lead singer of Nirvana, hanged himself in his home in California. He was 41 years old. Chester has struggled with alcohol and drugs and depression his whole life, basically, because I think he was like molested as a child and stuff like that. So, and he really expressed his feelings and emotions in his songs. You know, there's a lot of weird conspiracy, crazy shit with Chester Bennington, but I'm not going to get into it. Anyways, next up here, this is the album that's not in good shape. This cover definitely needs to get replaced. I don't care if you laugh at me. I am who I am. Anyways, fuck you. So anyways, the best boy band of all time. Not my favorite, probably my second favorite, but the best to ever do it. The Backstreet Boys. This is their first album here in 1997. As you can see, it is not in good shape at all. This is the one that definitely needs to be replaced. You got Kevin, Nick, Howie, AJ, and Brian, which Kevin and Brian here are related. They've been around since 93. They're still doing it. Now, obviously, they've had breaks in between. Kevin left the band for many years. They were doing Las Vegas tours, stuff like that. They can't obviously do in concerts right now. Really, no one can because of fucking COVID. But they've been around since 93. You know, Brian, AJ, Howie, and Nick basically have been around since 93. Kevin was gone for a few years, the oldest of the group. But, I mean, you know, he's been with them since, like, late 2012, 2013. So, you know. Next up here, we have easily their best album and the most successful album of the group. We have Millennium. Obviously, I Want It That Way is their biggest song of all time, and obviously it's my favorite. I mean, it really is a lot of people's favorite. 1999. So, yeah. This was definitely the height of the Backstreet Boys. In 1999, there were not many artists out there hotter than these guys. I mean, they were just the top of the charts in 1999. They just ruled the world that year. That was their year. So you have Millennium here. Really cool with the Backstreet Boys thing running up the spine. Anyways, my hand's getting numb. So there's obviously a few more I need to get in the final Backstreet Boys one, which came out a few years ago, not that long ago. We have DNA, which basically represents, you know, who they are as people and as group. Really cool album. My favorite song is "Don't Go Breaking My Heart" from this album. Very cool song and video. So yeah, it's got that crack right there. But at least this is in better shape than that first album. Now we're going to get into my all-time favorite boy band of all time. Their biggest rival back in the day. I fucking love these guys. We have NSYNC, which I still need to get the NSYNC debut American album. That's my all-time favorite NSYNC album, but I haven't gotten it yet. But we have Home for Christmas. You got Lance Bassett, once again a crack, whatever. Joey Fatone, JC Chazé, one of the most underrated artists of all time. If you go and watch him sing, it's quite amazing that he didn't get further than NSYNC. You got Chris Kirkpatrick, and obviously there's Justin Timberlake, who obviously ended up being the biggest star of the group, one of the biggest male artists of our time. This is their Christmas album from '98. And then their most successful album, which I like this album, I do, but I definitely like their first one a lot better. You have NSYNC, No Strings Attached. This was after they left Lou Pearlman, and they were, you know, No Strings Attached basically meant they weren't restricted in anything, because Lou Pearlman was stealing money from them, just like he stole money from so many people. You should go watch the boy band Con documentary on YouTube. That'll tell you the whole story of who Lou Pearlman was, which basically Lou Pearlman was like Dan Schneider, except a lot worse than Dan Schneider. Anyways, next up here, this next artist I actually have met one time before. He was really nice to me, a really cool guy. Unfortunately, he has fallen on hard times for almost 20 years now. I mean, ever since 2003, his life has never been the same, but he's still a cool guy. First up here, and he is the younger brother of Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys. You have Aaron Carter, probably his most successful album, Aaron's Party Come Get It. This is when he was like, 13 years old. I Want Candy is obviously his most successful song, I would say. Although my favorite song is on his next album, and my favorite Aaron Carter album. I have a DVD signed of the next CD you'll see from the live concert he had in 2001. So there's his, second album. Still gotta get his debut album. My favorite Aaron Carter album of all time. You have Oh Aaron, which is, ironically enough, he hates this one the most. I love this one the most, so that's kind of funny. My favorite Aaron Carter song of all time is, if I can get this in focus, I'm All About You. That is my favorite Aaron Carter song of all time. I can't remember if he did it when I saw him. I don't think he did, which was unfortunate because he did a lot of stuff from his new album, Love, which I understand you can't do the classics forever, although he did I Want Candy, because you got to give the people something. Or else they'll, rage and whatever. But, yeah, I don't think he did I'm All About You, unfortunately. And, like I said, it's okay that he doesn't do it now because, he's grown up now and obviously he's changed so much. So you got to remember that song when he was younger and he had that raspy voice that fit, back then more than it would now. It would be kind of sad now if he did it, probably. Kind of that burnout, then fade away Nirvana mentality. Oops, I might have shown you guys a sneak peek of my other CDs. We're almost at the end here, folks. Next up here, this group is very hated, but it's one of my all-time favorites, and I don't care what you say. We have Nickelback, All the Right Reasons. This album, I can't tell you how many times I've listened to this album. Not on CD, but just on the internet. This is one of the albums that, there's a lot of albums that, only have, maybe 2 or 3 songs that I like. This album right here, I pretty much like every single song on this album. I really do. Maybe the only ones I'm not too familiar with is Something That You're With and Follow You Home. But the rest of these, man, classics. Probably my favorite would have to be Far Away. It's Saving Me and Far Away. That's so hard, man. Saving Me. I definitely remember watching that one more as a kid. With the people and the dead people, and all the timers on their head and stuff like that. Yeah, but my favorite album from Nickelback, fucking fantastic. Next, and I do want to get The Long Haul, The Long Road, or something like that, their album before that one. And then the next one here, which just turned 12 years old a couple days ago, we have a Nickelback Dark Horse, my favorite album from this album is where is it? Gotta Be Somebody. There it is. Burn It to the Ground, ironically enough, if you're a wrestling fan, was the Raw theme song for like 2010, I think, through 2012 or 13. So I remember that very vividly from my childhood. Yeah. And Nickelback is one of those bands that they don't have to auto-tune. If you go back and watch their live concerts, they're one of those bands that just sing it raw. You can tell there's no auto-tune or enhancements or anything like that. These guys are just amazingly fucking talented. Next up here, another boy band group I recently got into earlier this year. They're really good. And that is a very underrated group as well. Everybody thinks of Backstreet Boys and NSYNC from the 90s, but these guys were very good as well. You have 98 Degrees and Rising, and there's Jeff Timmons, my favorite in the group. I talked to Jeff Timmons on Instagram privately, so that was pretty cool. You got Justin Jeffrey and then Drew and Nick Lachey, who are brothers. Once again, Nick Lachey was kind of the push product, although he wasn't the best singer in the group, kind of like with NSYNC when Justin was the biggest push star and JC was the best singer, which Justin's admitted. And then in this group, you have Nick, who was pushed the most because he looked the best. But Jeff Timmons was really the voice of the group. And then my favorite song from them is Because of You. Love that song. I go back and watch it a lot. Fantastic. And this came out in 1998 as well. 98 Degrees and Rising, 1998. So pretty cool stuff. And this was one of the boy bands. A lot of people were under Lou Pearlman. You had NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, LFO, O-Town. A lot of people, who were in boy bands were under Lou Pearlman. 98 Degrees did not have to deal with Lou Pearlman. So that was pretty cool that they got out mainstream-wise without having to go to the biggest source to get it. So cool stuff, man. Cool stuff. And then their next album that came out in 2000 is Revelation. I remember watching a lot of 98 Degrees on TRL in 2000 YouTube videos. Favorite song from this album is Just Give Me One More Night, Una Noche. Very good, like, Spanish types vibe song. So cool stuff. Although the other album is I like it better. All right, these next 4 albums here are just ones, and they're of one person. I do have to get more Drake Bell, CDs. I have to get, It's Only Time, and the CD DVD combo. Which, oh God, what was that? The one where he's like sitting by the car or whatever. Can't remember the name of it. Which has some Nickelodeon footage on there, so I need to get that at some point. And then obviously, his concert in Mexico from 2008. So there's other Drake Bell things I need to get. But as you guys know, we had the Drake and Josh CD here, songs from Inspired by the Show. If you guys have not seen me sending this to Jeremy, I'll put a link in the description below on his channel, Nickelodeon Nostalgic Geek or something like that. He changes that channel name a lot. I can't keep up with it. Jeremy. Slow down. But yeah, you have Drake and Josh here. Very yellow album, just blended, like the Drake and Josh silhouette, like white there. So yeah. Obviously, I think we all know what the best song on here is. I Found a Way. There's a lot of cool, songs on here, but another one of my favorites is they actually put Drake and Josh's Soul Man. And then they have the group, if you remember, the Korean type group in the Blues Brothers episode who stole Drake's I Found a Way music video during the talent show. They were called At Last, and then they have Losing You on there. So pretty cool stuff. And then some other songs, cool stuff. Now, this next one here might be a little hard for you guys to believe, but it's true. Back in January, Justin Bieber's phone number leaked on the internet. I was fortunate enough to get it very quickly, and I called the number, and I talked to Justin for 5 minutes. This was before I even knew what screen recording was. He told me that he would send me a CD for free as long as I didn't share the phone number with everyone, which obviously he's changed it since then because I tried to call him and he's changed it since then or gotten rid of it or whatever. So he got me this CD for free. It took a long time to get here because he's been very busy, but he got it out to me when people had to pay for this, and that is his Yummy CD. This is a song that came out January, I'm going to say, which, there's a lot of conspiracies behind the song about the whole, Pizzagate and all that shit. Whatever, it is what it is. I will say I do like Yummy. I wasn't a big fan of the song at first, but it's very catchy. I do gotta say it is catchy. And there's his autograph right there. Who knows if this is a real autograph or not? I'll never know, but all I know is that I got it at my doorsteps for free, without having to pay like the $10 that he was asking for fans in January or whatever when he had the promotional deal. So yeah, one of my most prized possessions, although I can't say for sure if that's real or not. I can't say for sure. I wasn't there to see it, but supposedly it is. All right, next up here, we have 3 Days Grace 1X. I'm just kind of gonna move forward because this video is over half an hour long. Jesus Christ, I ramble on. Anyways, you have Adam there who left the group. My favorite album here, favorite song is probably Never Too Late. Very emotional, very uplifting song. And I remembered watching the video all the time as a kid, the music video. And then the final one here, we have Green Day, American Idiot. There's other, Green Day albums they need to get, but I have this one here. Favorite song on here, probably Boulevard of Broken Dreams. A lot of people would say American Idiot, but I think Boulevard of Broken Dreams probably has to be my favorite. And then a very close second would be Wake Me Up When September Ends. So that's it, guys. These are all the CDs here. I don't know if I've missed any, but I tried to get all of them. This has been a long-ass video. You guys are probably not going to get this video for a few days until after this has been recorded, maybe a day or two, something like that. Anyways, this has been Childhood DVD Fan. To the YouTube guy who requested this video, hope you liked it. Sorry that I forgot your name. There's so many, YouTube names I have to deal with and everything in real life as well that I don't remember unless you're a really close friend. It was a first-time commenter, but I did it for you, and I figured why not, because I haven't done it before, so that would make a good video. Anyways, this has been Childhood DVD Fan. So long, everyone.